Okay, I'm going to just go, I can save a lot of time here on this next one because all this drawing is already done, this layout. But what I want to do is show one other thing that's a little different than this, and that is how to measure from a specific height. So what I'm doing here is I'm using 1 inch equals, 1 inch equals 50 feet. And I'm going to view this from a height of 300 feet here. So the horizon up here is 300 feet up. What I need to do is measure down to, 150 foot tall. And I'm going to measure from 300, I need to measure down to the ground. At 50 foot units, that will be 6 50-foot units. So here's what I'm going to do. Remember the measuring point we had here? And this point here that we call point C? What I'm going to do is take point C. See, I know that point C is on the horizon, and I know that that's 300 feet. And I have here the vertical measuring line. What I need to do, I have mislabeled one thing here I need to fix, excuse me. This is a vertical reference line here. Vertical reference line right here. All right, the vertical measuring line needs to be keyed into that 300-foot altitude. And we do that by drawing a line from the vertical measuring point up to point C. And that means this point right here is 300 feet on our measuring line. So what we've done, we've keyed it in here. Now that we know 1 inch is equal to 50 feet, we just measure down 6 units to the ground, like this. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is 0. This is the ground here. So then here's 50 feet up, here's 100 feet up, and here's 150 gives the top of the building. The rest of these measurements are relatively irrelevant. So what we'll do now is find the top and bottom of this structure by doing this. Lining up with the vertical measuring point and the 150, like that. See, what I did, I used the vertical measuring point to transfer the scale from this point to this point here. I know it's kind of close, but from that point, I'm going to draw the top of the structure to both vanishing points, to the left and to the right vanishing point. And then I'm going to find the bottom of the structure here at point 0, on the vertical measuring line, and draw toward the vertical measuring point till I meet the vertical reference line. This should be VRL. Not very clearly written here. Vertical reference line. Vertical reference line. Okay? So you see now I found the bottom of the structure here. So the only thing we're doing differently here is we're plotting this from a specific altitude, where in the previous drawing we did it as just using the center of vision as the top of the object. Now I'm going to draw the 100-foot right side by coming over here to 100 and drawing up to the left vanishing point like this till I meet the green line here, the green right reference line. Not the roof, but the green line. Then I'll line up through there and draw down toward the vertical vanishing point and up to the roof edge like that. When I meet the roof edge, then I draw to the left vanishing point. So I now have the right side. Let's get the left side by coming from the 50-foot point over here. Okay, I see a mistake. I hope you saw it too. I drew instead of drawing to the measuring point, I drew to the vanishing point. Shame on me. Okay, once again, let's find that 100 feet right. Draw to the right measuring point like that till it touches the green line here. That gives me the right side of this object, okay? So let's do this. Let's just draw through there to the vertical vanishing point like this. There's the right side. Let's restore some of these lines. Then, let's then draw from that point where that line touches the roof edge. Let's draw from there to the, get this in here just right. Okay. This is the line we used to plot this. We made a vertical up and down like that. Now what we're going to do is draw from this corner to the left vanishing point like this. Okay, I now have the right side of the building pretty well done. Let's do the left side. Let's come from the 50-foot mark and draw toward the left measuring point, stopping on the red Left reference line right here on the red line. Now there's a coincidental. That line coming through here this way, that's just a coincidence. It doesn't mean anything. So what's important? This line and the red one. That gives us the 50-foot measurement to the right side. Now lining up with that and drawing down to the vertical vanishing point and up to the roof edge, I now draw to the right vanishing point over here. The eraser crumbs out of here. Get this back in a little firmer here. Okay. Now what I need to do is find those sections. Let's come here from the 100-foot mark, draw toward the left vanishing point. Oh, no. Draw toward the measuring point. Measuring point. That's a common mistake that I almost made there. Let's do the 50-foot also right at the same time. We'll do them both at once. Coming from the 50-foot mark toward the vertical measuring point. Now I now have these points here, and there's a lot of foreshortening here on this. Now I'm going to draw to the two vanishing points, giving me the different 50-foot levels on this structure. Okay. Here then is the 50-foot level, like this. Okay. So you see then, I have a properly foreshortened. By the way, it's sometimes easy to mistake which line is the bottom of the building. Don't mix the measuring lines up with the actual object lines. Let's do one more thing. Let's come from the 50 right here, draw toward the right measuring point till you come to the green line here, not to the roof line, but to the green line. Then line up with that point to the vertical vanishing point, draw down and up to the roof edge, and draw the line across. So what we've got now is we got this structure. It's just like we did before, except what we did is we did it from a specific height of 300 feet, and it's a 150-foot tall structure. The foreshortening is a little bit extreme here. Let's find my pencil again here, and let's emphasize the sections a little stronger. And there's so many lines in there, it's easy to get mixed up. All right. Now what I need to do is demonstrate what I said I was going to talk about the different distance lines and station points all being one point. So what I'll do is take this. Let's see. It's good. I think it's good if we can see this while I'm talking about it. So let me erase some of this wording over here, and I'll draw it in this area. And I'll be able to. We need to be able to see the big drawing while we see this demonstration here. What I want to do is draw that big overall triangle that's in graphite pencil. I'm going to sketch that out as just a freehand perspective view of that. So let's say right here, let's say this represents this big triangle seen in perspective, like this. Now let's see the blue vertical reference line is coming through here like this. Say it's going to one point, it should. And then the red left reference line is coming through here like this. And the green right reference line is coming through like this. Now, what I would like to do is draw the distance line as one line. I'll use graphite for that. This represents the distance line. And this point here will be that one station point that we split up into three. And here's how we'll do this. Just take the blue system here, like this. Now you see what this represents in a kind of elongated triangle is this blue triangle right here. Okay, this is the blue triangle. Now we also have a green one. See the green one here? Let's draw that. Drawing the green one like this, here, down to here. Now I now have the green triangle. Now look at the red one. There's a red triangle here. Let's draw that in this way. And then let's erase certain things to make this a little bit more understandable. All right. In the blue, we have the blue here doing like this. Here's the blue triangle. Maybe I'd help put this in here like this. The blue triangle is drawn here, right here. Oops. Now the red triangle is drawn here. And over here. Let's get rid of that green line in there. Okay, the red triangle, and now the green one. So now what you see is three intersecting triangles. It's as though we took this blue triangle and picked it up like this, took the red one and brought it up here, and the green one. So you could see that if we could do that, those three station points would all be one point. And they would be, this one is right here, station point, and the center of vision is right here, CV. And we have the left vanishing point, right vanishing point, point A, point B, point C, vertical vanishing point. So that gives you an idea of how that works. I hope it's pretty clear, as you can see how these three triangles are intersecting here. And by dividing this up into three color systems like this, it's a little easier to understand and to draw it, okay?